Thank you, Patrick. Good afternoon, everyone. I think you all had good lunch. A vegetarian had rice, so please don't fall asleep. I really have something interesting to talk to you about. Let's start with two really nice words which are kind of very close to my heart, which is security and user experience. You know, Apple has been talking about user experience and security a lot. I thought of deriving a use case, probably comparing it with something that we all know who is doing the user experience and the security based. I thought of doing this. Again, I use Midjourney to get me a banana airplane to give me my boarding pass. So why I'm talking about this? The airline industry are really famous for the experience that they provide. Plus, the security is always kind of a lot of security. They are always security finicky. When we go to any airport, like you need to go to kind of the regular scanning, then you are scanned for your bag. When you are entering the plane while you're boarding, you also need to go for security once again, except when you arrive, where you can take any bag that you want, right? Matter of fact, I took a photo at the Gothenburg airport. All the bags are just lying down. You can take any bag. And that is same for all the organization. When we are hiring an employee, we do a lot of background check. When they are onboarded, they have the best security tool and management tool on their device. But when they are leaving, are we paying enough attention to the security and the experience that they should get on the device? I think no. And that's what we are going to talk about today. In the device offboarding, or I call as the art of device offboarding. My name is Kavan Joshi. I am probably the first speaker in India, so I'm really happy to represent India as well on this stage today. Thank you so much. Why should I care about offboarding? Again, this is, first of all, like the user may have their data, company data, personal data on their device, but for organization, it is your safety net. Also, the user, if they are given with the information that your device is being monitored a little more carefully because you're leaving the organization, the user would not try to take something bad and not try to take away some data out of the device because they know that my device is monitored a little carefully than what it was before. If I talk about the disclaimer for today, we are only going to talk about macOS, a little ethical or legal discussion, no BYOD, no iOS, iPadOS for today. So when we talk about the offboarding, I have listed down the 3 use cases which I think the device is getting offboarded. The number one, most brutal, something which we really don't like, someone doing some misconduct of the organization. Another one where employee is serving notice period. So he resigned and they probably serve 30 days, or in India, sometimes 60 days or 90 days notice period. And the device is old or there is some problem with the device and they need to refresh the device. And we are going to talk about all 3 of them today. Let's start with the first one, the most brutal one. I know all of you know about the management command or MDM command, device lock and device wipe. But I really want to kind of correct a mistake which many IT admins are doing in terms of the misconduct. When they really kind of wipe the device, I think you should lock the device over wiping the device. Because if the employee and the organization, they go into a lawsuit, probably you will have access to the device back and the proofs would be still there on the device. If you send a remote wipe command, I think it's all gone. So better use device lock for the most brutal way when someone does something wrong, and lock the device. You'll have the 6-digit code that you can save securely on your database, or probably it can get saved on Jampro itself. The next one, which is where I really want to talk about, the experience plus the security of that. So employee serving notice period. When employee kind of go to their organization's portal where they can apply for resigning, it probably sets some last working day for the employee. And what you can try to do, you can try to fetch the last working day of that from directory services, Active Directory, Azure, Google, Okta, anything that you have, to Jampro's smart group. If you don't have that mechanism, probably what we can do, I'll provide you with something which your IT or your HR, they can probably set the last working day for the user, and the offboarding workflow will kick in. And how we will kick in the offboarding workflow with the three famous tools that you already know: Jamp Pro, Jamp Protect, Jamp Connect. What all we want to do with these three solutions here? So if we look at Jamp Pro, the moment the user is added to the smart group, we always know we have been doing the app restrictions, more and more configuration profile to restrict the access on the device. But of course, we will enforce the user experience policy and offboarding policies that we want to apply. On the security side, from Jamp Protect, we'll enhance the USB control for the user. We don't want someone to take out the data from the device when they are leaving the organization. We will restrict the cloud file storage, so they probably don't upload the data over cloud. And also, we had an amazing session yesterday on the MITRE ATT&CK, so we have MITRE ATT&CK already associated with Jamp Protect. We'll also add user behavior analytics from Jamp Protect. So if we want to observe any user pattern, we can also observe that and restrict that from happening. On the Connect side, the login experience, we are going to make a big change that the user need to log in with network only, so the user don't have the local login anymore. With Jamp Connect ZTNA, we can also add the rules for your cloud application, SaaS application. So earlier, if the users were allowed to open up, let's say, Salesforce or ServiceNow on their personal device, or probably a non-managed device, now with the user being part of that particular smart group, the user can only access Salesforce if the device is managed. So we can also enhance that security part of Jamp Connect. And of course, we can do more and more in terms of the device compliance check with the Jamp Connect ZTNA. So let's see how it ideally happens in real world and try to help you with the overall offboarding experience I really want to provide. But this is your safety net when you're applying some offboarding policy. And again, this is not a standard offboarding process. You can modify as per your requirement, your organization rules, but you can take away few things from this one. So let's see, the resignation was accepted by the HR, and you really want to give some tool to HR or IT. So what we can do, we can add one item with a Jamp Pro script in self-service, where it will have an option of set the user's last working day. So HR will get a prompt when they click on that particular item in self-service that, attention, you're setting up the last working day for a user. As soon as you set the last working day, it will automatically apply all the offboarding policies and restrictions. The HR or IT can select the user they want to set the last working day for, and they can enter the date. It has set the date, and the same date we are going to fetch from Smart Computer Group. So here, the magic has already begun. Now the user's experience on the device will automatically get changed. So the user usually used to see the network login, the local login, which we are going to take away. So now user has no choice logging in with the network only. So what we have changed, earlier, the user probably, if not connected to internet, could do the local login. If he or she, her account is logged out on network, or probably the account is expired on the network, they could still log in with local, but we just take it away. So the user are restricted to log in only with the network credential. So just in case the HR changed the last working day during the notice period, the user's device is just a wait file or something that they cannot use. User logs in the device, and he get a personal message, a message from IT or HR. Please open it only if you are alone. There is no one around to look at the message. The user can deny. If user select not now, it will probably keep on popping 1 hour. So we have already set that particular mechanism. So the same pop-up will appear after 1 hour. The user can click on whenever they are ready to see the message. Let's assume user accepted the message. they get a personalized message that we regret that you're leaving. While you're leaving, we have placed a file on your desktop. If you can see, there is a offboarding checklist which we have placed on the desktop. While you're leaving, your device is kind of being monitored. The file that we have placed has all the checklists that you need for kind of offboarding from your organization. So the user is having some help from the IT while they are kind of getting out of the organization. And why we are helping the user on the very first day is something kind of I'll talk in a bit. So the user can open the file from the script itself, or probably the user can save, work on the file anytime later they want to open up. So you can customize the file. I have just used a Jampro package. You can add as many files as you want. So you can just place it on the desktop. Then what if the user tries to copy the data from the desktop or somewhere on the USB drive? The data is blocked with the Jamp Protect USB control. You can also enable the custom analytics that I was talking about. So you can go ahead and configure all the custom analytics. Also use the manage analytics for the MITRE frameworks that we talked about yesterday. You have the option of kind of getting the unified logging. So just in case someone is trying to do an airdrop, it of course will get blocked. But what if they are trying to kind of copy paste some corporate sensitive data, some corporate secret which they are trying to copy from the device? That information get captured with the unified logging that you can generate from the Jamp Protect console. So here you can clearly see that I have tried copying corporate secret.zip. Yeah, of course it's a fake file, but I tried doing that with an airdrop there. So we already have the GitHub repository to check out all the analytics that you can check for. We can also add the cloud protection, so the user cannot upload the data over cloud, or they cannot open up the kind of cloud file storage websites. You can also add social media, job portal, messaging, and whatnot. You can kind of choose from 100+ categories that we have, and it will kind of restrict the users while they are getting offboarded. Now the days progress, and the user is reaching with the last working day. So what we have done for the last working day, we have added a launch daemon on the device. So the moment the user logs in, he gets a message that we know that today is your last working day, and at 5 p.m., all your access and your device will be out of no use. Please complete all the mails and everything that you want to do, and when you're ready, please click on refresh the device, and device will wipe itself. So the user is not, of course, not ready. He or she can click on not now. So it will kind of keep the pop-up once again couple of times. Let's assume they clicked on, yes, I'm ready to surrender the device. So the moment they click on surrender the device, we have two options. We want to wipe the device automatically with the Jampro API that we can use with the wipe command. Or if we really want to make sure that the user himself or herself wipe the device with the erase assistant which is there on the device. So we can also open up the erase assistant to help the user wipe the device themselves. And the beauty of this, the user is rest assured that my data is gone from the device, and my organization is not going to misuse my data once I surrender my device back. So that's something the users would also love when they are leaving the organization. And with this, the IT would be really happy because the device is wiped. IT don't need to work on wiping the device manually. You have already done this zero touch, or what we used to do, zero touch onboarding. What we have achieved here, zero touch offboarding. Now IT is just a messenger, can take the device back from the user and hand it over to someone else whenever there is someone who is using the device. But there is some gap here. The moment device wipe itself, the device doesn't become unmanaged automatically. So the license of the device is still being used. So what we need to do for IT sanity, while the device is getting wiped itself, we probably can just use the API to make the device unmanaged as well. There are a couple of articles. I know Rich has already written the same script on his website as well. So you can simply use the script to unmanage the device. So license is free again for the device. So what we talked about, the second use case when employee is serving notice period, we can restrict the device, enhance the security, provide some user experience while doing everything with 3 solutions: Jamf Pro, Connect, and Protect. Now, second use case, which is device refresh. Your device is quite old, probably something wrong with the device, and you're returning it back, or probably you're not happy with the hardware. There is new hardware available. You want to go for M2 Pro or something. This is something that you can use. We are not going to change any security here because it is the same user who is not leaving the organization, so we are not making any change on the security. The only thing we need to do here is provide them guidance on how to transfer the data from one device to another one. If you want to add a couple of more information, you probably can add a document with migration assistant tool, or probably if you have a cloud file storage or cloud backup like Druva Sync or Crash Plan, anything that you are using, you probably can add the information to do the data transfer from one device to another. Again, on the same device, you can also prompt the user to wipe the device by themselves or use Jamf Pro's API, and the device can wipe itself. And the IT would be, again, happy. IT can now send the device to the third-party vendor who are doing the device refresh. I think that's where IT would be really happy because they don't need to prepare the device. Jamf is helping with zero-touch onboarding. Jamf is also helping with zero-touch offboarding. So this is it for the art of device offboarding from my side. My name is Kavan Joshi. All the materials can be found here.
Thank you. So, questions? Oh, again, they're flabbergasted. Yeah.
Well,
here we go.
Thanks for the presentation. So I just think about you're trying to stop a bad employee from taking stuff when he's leaving. Do you really think there are technical measures that help or really prevent the user from doing bad stuff? I mean, yeah, we can block the USB, we can do this, we can do that, but we can't help that he's taking his brain away, or that he's taking his personal iPhone, taking screenshots the old-fashioned way. So if the employee is doing or is intending to do potentially malicious things, I think that's a hard time trying to stop him technically from doing so.
That's true. In fact, like I was also talking to similar with my colleague. What if someone is taking a screenshot, or so screenshot can be captured with the analytics that we can configure. And of course, MDM can block the screenshot by default. But what if someone is taking a photo of it? iPhone now can read the data out of photo, and that time it becomes more of HR or legal issue rather an IT issue is what I feel.
Yeah, and he could have done that like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's pretty much possible.
So no point.
No, we should control what's in our limit.
You sad, Andreas? Well, going once, going twice, going gone. Well, thank you, Kavan.